Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Roleplay. I'm Miel here, and this week I actually forgot that I had even played D&D at all, and it's currently going on Sunday morning, and I went, I have VTM tomorrow. So I was like going through all my videos, and I'm like, I'm missing something here. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and do a recap of this week's D&D game. For me, it was pretty uneventful. The new campaign, because the old one ended like us at the tower, we woke up, and I actually missed one game, which was the introduction game to the next campaign, which was fine because it ended up working out for my character in the end. And so the new campaign, we kept the same characters, now keep that in mind, but the new campaign, we pretty much got to the inn, and they were like, we don't know really how you got here, and then suddenly guards rush in and capture us, and are like, you guys are responsible for the murder of millions, so-and-so, like the boat that disappeared. Well, I guess it really wouldn't be millions, but hundreds of people. Yes, millions of people are on the boat. We had no Azak. But what ended up happening was we were being blamed for the boat wreck, or the shipwreck, rather. And so, they captured us and took us to pretty much a place called Black Rock Prison. And it's set up like Alcatraz was, like the actual historical landmark of Alcatraz. So we were kind of playing it as a jailbreak. The campaign was based on a jailbreak. And I'm like, okay, because I had missed game. I said previously, this is what I'm going to do for the next campaign. And I was like, if this happens and this is what we're doing, then this is my strategy. And so, good thing I said something, because I ended up missing literally the next week, because I ended up sleeping in, and it was just a situation in which I was just like, oh, really? Really? But that's what happens when it's 6 o'clock in the morning. That's when game is 6 o'clock in the morning. So, I was like, okay, so I put all my stuff in the secret chest that I got from the last dungeon tower thing. I put all of my stuff. As soon as I noticed I'm being captured, I just start getting naked and start shoving all my shit into the secret chest, and then send the secret chest away. And then when I get to prison and or in my cell, I call back the secret chest and get all my shit. So Carthnell, the DM, was like, okay, well, seeing that you weren't there that game, we put you in solitude, and I put your stuff as you explained, and how you wanted it. I did that for you. And I was like, awesome, thank you. So now, I was having fun throughout the week, because I missed game, and he kind of recapped me on it, and I watched the episode of the recap. And I was like, now I'm a rogue in a prison, and I have all of my shit. How fast can I escape? So, I literally sat down the whole week planning it out, thinking it out, and I'm like, this is how I'm gonna do it. So, I have Masterwork thieving tools. That was one of my huge items that I ended up really wanting when I started creating my character. So I'm like, I have to have them. I must have them. So I was like, okay. So he's like, okay, so you're in the cell, and at one point you get dragged out of the cell because they're like, look, we're gonna put all the inmates, you were showing good behavior, you're going back to society, well, with the other inmates. And I'm like, and I start throwing a tantrum, pretending to foam at the mouth, like, whole 9 yards. Whole 9 yards. And they were like, what is going on? So they sent me down to the infirmary. And when I got to the infirmary, I was like, I'm not taking any potions. I'm not receiving treatment. I just want to go back to solitary. And they were like, fine, fuck her. Put her back into solitary. And I did. Which was the ultimate game plan because, well, solitary for a lot of places, because, like, the cells are, like, supposed to be a little bit better built. And, like, it's where the crazies go. Like, most of the time, there isn't that great of security for them. Or if there is, it's like, it's a routine where you have more people that you have to deal with, something might happen, so and so and so on. So, I was like, okay, tell me their schedule. Tell me if I saw anything on the way to the infirmary, like vents, drainage, a whole 9 yards. Now keep in mind, this is a medieval setting, so like, we get waste buckets. Yeah. And so I was like, drainage system, ventilation, what do I smell, what do I hear, what do I see? And I was rolling it all out. I made an entire list of stuff that I'm like, I'm doing this. This is what I was thinking of the entire week. And so, as soon as it got back around to my turn, because we actually had 2 new people, which put us at like 6 people total. Well, actually 7 including DM. It was like each one had a set turn, which was fine because a lot of us were like off doing different things. So it kind of made the game go a little bit smoother. And as soon as it got back to my turn, I was like, this is what I do. And it literally took me 4 minutes and 33 seconds to break out of this Alcatraz. I was so proud of myself. I was like, hide and move silently, lockpick, being careful what I do with the guards, my little mirror to see around corners to see what's going on. Full 9 yards. So I was like, screw the party, goodbye guys, I'm gonna save myself, whatever. And I had my inanimate shield. So awesome. So, or animate, whatever, it moved. I think that's an animate shield. So it moved and did things. So, for me, I was like, look, I'm gonna take one of these suits of armor that looks the cheapest from my bag, toss it down the hallway, make a lot of noise, make the guards go look that direction as I sneak behind them. This is my distraction plan. Well, what ended up happening was the rest of the group was actually trying to make a big kaboom. Big bada boom. And, so they were making all this commotion, and they were just like, all the guards were like, and they like completely just didn't even notice the suit of armor that I threw. I was just like, okay. So I was like, I just run for the docks. I run as fast as I can. Nothing's stopping me. I'm running for the docks. And he's like, there are 2 guards standing post outside the docks. And I'm like, how far is the water? And he's just like, what? And I'm like, how far is the water? And I'm like, standing there like, well? And he's like, it's not very far. He's like, you literally like cliffside though. And I'm like, okay. Tumble check. I'm just gonna roll off and dive off the edge. Swim check. And he's like, okay, okay. And he's like, so what do you do? And I'm like, I go down, and as soon as I'm like treading water, I grab my daggers out, and I literally cling myself to the edge of the cliff. So like if they look down, they can't see me. Because if I'm swimming, they can obviously see that I'm swimming. So I was like, I'm just going to cling to the edge there. So I dug my daggers in and I stayed there. And then this entire explosion happened. Sorry, my nose is really bothering me. So this entire explosion happened, and all the guards were preoccupied with that. And they went to see what was going on with that. So I was just like, I'm going to get my shield out. My animate shield. I'm hoping I'm saying this correctly. It moved. That's all I say. It's like, it had a mind of its own kind of thing. And I was like, I tell it, I don't know what I tell it. I was like, just go. And I'm holding onto the shield, like the edge of the shield, like a boogie board. Maybe you guys know what a boogie board is, because I know what a boogie board is. And hopefully you guys do too, because they were amazing. I loved one. So I used it pretty much like a boogie board, and was like going across the ocean. It wasn't quite an ocean, he said, because you could see like the town on the other side, so it like wrapped around, but it was still an island, but you could see like the horizon line of the town. And I'm like, I head for town. I'm like, I don't care, I'm not getting involved, I just want to live, that's it, because chaotic neutral, I don't give a shit about other people, and I'm a rogue. Really, guys? Really? I will steal all your treasure and just leave you behind. So, I was just like, whatever, and I got on my shield, and I just went. And that was it. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. 33 seconds, sorry. That it took for me to actually just break out of jail. And I was like, yes. Yes. So, I didn't, the campaign was 3 hours long. And I was like sitting there playing Minecraft while listening to what they were doing. And then anytime Cardinal was like, hey cat, I'm like, what? And then he'd be like, hey, what you doing? And I'm like, start rattling off. So yeah, I completely forgot that I even had game. Because that happened, and I was just like, no, I didn't play D&D this week. Wait, yeah, I did. So, and I'm currently in pajamas, which is I'm like getting ready for bed. So my TARDIS pajamas. And then my TARDIS pajama shirt. I love it. Love it. And then my raccoon hat that actually has a little tail on it. Awesome. But yeah. So, tomorrow is Vampire LARP. And unfortunately, we didn't get to go back and do the scene that we were supposed to do Sunday. So that's going to be a little weird. But, we're not sure what, I think we're just going to be like, look, that never happened. And then go on. Because, well, we don't know what's going on. We never got through that scene. We're still standing there talking to what's-his-nuts. So, the DM, or storyteller rather, is probably just gonna be like, look, you guys just left. And I'm like, okay, that works. Whatever. I don't care. I do care, but not enough to be like fighting about it. So I'm just gonna be like, you know what, this game, we're gonna work on it and deal with it and have game properly and stuff like that. So maybe there will be time to go over the scene, maybe. But yeah. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed my recap, and hopefully if you guys ever need to escape from Alcatraz or some sort of prison, medieval prison, then you're a rogue with master work lockpick set. So I'm gonna go ahead, head off of here, get ready for game tomorrow, and I shall see you guys later. Bye-bye.